with another video. And with this video, I'm going to be doing a tribe tea where you guys send me in your stories and we all just kiki, give y'all advice. You know, the tribe gets to put in their 2 cents. I put in my 2 cents. Yeah, that's just pretty much what we do here. And just to let you guys know, I do not give biased advice. I know some of you guys might get some advice from me and not like what I say because I'm not team you. I'm kind of like dissecting the whole situation and then giving you feedback. Like, I feel like a good friend, and I would hope my friends do the same for me, will tell you like, hey, that wasn't cool what you did, or like, hey, you could have went about that differently. You know, like, a good friend is not somebody who's always gonna kiss your ass and tell you you're right when you're wrong. You get what I'm saying? So if you guys don't want unbiased, honest, you get what I'm saying, response, then just don't even bother sending in anything because you're gonna be very disappointed. I got this couch, so I'm like drowning in this couch right now. Like, hold on. Alrighty, let's get into it. It's about to storm outside, bitch. Hopefully we get some good ones. I just got paid today. I didn't even know that. All right, this one says sew in horror story with pictures. So we got some pictures, girl. Let's go. Aja, you can call me Yaz. I watched your sew in horror story not too long ago, and now unfortunately I have a story of my own. Damn, girl, I posted that sew in story maybe like 2 or 3 weeks ago. Like, whew, okay. By the way, your videos give me life. Thanks for making my day better every single time you post. No problem, girl. Basically, the story starts off as I wanted to get a lace frontal and I didn't really know much about different types of sew-ins. So a coworker of mine told me about someone who she went to who was good, but also wouldn't charge me my whole soul to do it for me, if you get what I mean. Yeah, girl, because some of these people, like some of these hairstylists are fucking ridiculous. Like, I've been seeing stuff on social media where people are like, oh, well, I want to get my hair done by you. And they're like, okay, well, you have to have your hair washed and you have to have your hair braided down and then come in. And it's like, well, sis, what am I paying you for then? Like, her sew-ins, in my opinion, look so good and super natural. I'll even insert some pics from her Instagram. Okay, so these are the pictures. Yeah, they do look pretty natural. I mean, the edges are just a little bit stiff. Bitch, sometimes my edges be stiff too. Hold on, let me see the other one. Okay, now this one, she just did not bleach the knots at all. Girl, I wish I was like your friend like in real life, so when you sent me this girl's pictures, I could have told you like, she don't know how to dye lace. She don't know how to bleach knots. She could pluck the fuck out of a wig though, I'll give her that, but mediocre at best. I wouldn't give her more than like $100. So I booked an appointment and she normally charges $220 for a frontal. Little did I know that didn't include customization. But I'm the type of person who doesn't mind paying a decent amount of money as long as it is worth it and know what they're doing. I'm the same way, girl. Luckily, she actually had a back to school sale. One day only for $90. So your girl booked on that date and that was that. So the day comes, she does the sewing, and girl, when I tell you, she was so unprofessional. It was at her house. The only time I would ever go to somebody's house to get some shit done is if I'm cool with you. You get what I'm saying? Like, if you're already my friend and I know you have a profession, then I'll go to your house. But if I'm just meeting you, I'm not going to your house. Like, y'all gotta be very weary, and I don't want to be like the paranoid older sister to any of you guys, or the paranoid little sis to some of y'all, but like, you can't just be going to anybody's house. Like, for all you know, they could set your ass up and you in some human trafficking. Like, I don't know, maybe I watch too much ID channel, but I'm not going to nobody's house. If I don't know you, I'm not going to your house for no service. Let me fix this. I want this to not be so zoomed in. Much better. I felt like it was like all on my face. I heard from someone I knew personally how good she was, so I trusted her, but that was a mistake because she was on the phone most of the time, yelling and cursing people out. All this shit, and I'm just quiet, letting her finish the job. And at first it looks good, you know, coming from an untrained eye, but the next day, bitch, my scalp hurt so fucking much. She used this band around my head, I guess to keep the lace in place, and sewed it down super tight. Wait, so, okay. I think I know what she may have done. Usually when you get a frontal or whatever, like, it should be the exact same as a sew-in in the fact where you just sew down the tracks and then you sew down the frontal and that's it. But when you get a frontal wig, it comes with a band in the back to keep it secure. If you're getting that shit sewed onto your head, why the fuck would she need an elastic band sewn in your head as well? Like, this doesn't sound right. Scalp hurts so fucking much. Oh my god. I never had it before, so I decided to just let it loosen up over time, and when I tell you I could not sleep the next 2 nights, it was so fucking painful. So I got the sew-in on Monday, and by Wednesday I had knots where the band was in the back as well. It was so tight, there were indents and scabs where it was, but at that point I didn't know that because I couldn't see back there. Oh my god, girl. The day I texted her letting her know how painful it was, and she said either it'll loosen up or she could cut it if I went back up there. But mind you, this place was about 45 minutes away, and I had work and school every day, so I had no time to come up there. So I let her know and asked if there was anything I could do. No response. All right. So then Friday comes along, and I go to my aunt to see if she can help, and that's when she took pictures, and I finally saw how bad it was. I will insert pics. Oh god. Let's see. What the fuck? Oh my god, it's like digging into your head. Yeah, she put like, so basically she sewed a wig on your head? Is that what the fuck is going on? Because why is that band even there? Oh my god. That's so bad. Hold on, where's the other picture? Oh my god. It's like indented in your head. She sewed that shit way too fucking, oh my god. That's so bad. She sewed it way too tight. She tried the fuck out of you. Oh my god, the top of your head is all tracks. All tracks. She didn't even blend that shit in right. This is how my wigs used to look like the first time I tried to do a wig. Like, this bitch is not professional at all. Notice in those pictures that you showed, she didn't take a picture from the top of the head. She just took it for face value. Wow. That's crazy. I'm so sorry that happened to you. Oh my god. So freaking out, I sent her those pics, and this bitch has the nerve to say yikes. Girl, you did it. Like, what the fuck? I told you to come see me so I could release tension. Girl, the fuck? So then I proceeded to say I get off at 1:30 tomorrow and if I can come by so she can fix it. She never responded. I texted her again the next day, nothing. I call her, nothing. So your girl is pretty much fucked. And honestly, I feel like she saw how timid I was and knew I wouldn't stand up for myself and took advantage of that. Oh, also, she didn't even pluck my frontal, right? I can't tell because you didn't really show, like, it kind of looked like you had bangs, like, so I don't really know, but the crown part looked like it hadn't been touched. The neck clearly shows, and so are my tracks, so I just got a botch job all around. Well, I'm sorry the story was long, but thank you for reading. I needed to rant. Girl, if you don't blast this heifer all over social media, like, she got you fucked up. Like, seriously, like, I'm gonna need you to go tag her and a whole bunch of shit. Like, even though you may not feel like you are the type to confront her, what you got was a service. Like, you could write a review, you could tag her in posts. Like, if a lot of people go to her in your city, you could show your friends, the one who refers you and stuff. Like, you can make her fix her mistake. Like, that's fucked up. My opinion, I wouldn't even trust her with my fucking head, to be honest. If I were you, I would take that shit out and then ask her for a refund or something, and then buy a wig, because your hair needs to breathe. It needs a rest. Your hair don't need to be sewn down in the shit right now. It needs to rest. Your scalp has all this tension. Plop a wig on your head for a bit, because girl. Okay, so here's another one. This one is just called Tribetea. It says, hey Naja, I'm just gonna get straight to the point because the story is crazy and long, and no, I do not care if you put this in a video. During my junior year, I had a boyfriend. We were together for about 1.5 years, and we split for about 2 months towards the end of our junior year. During the time of our breakup, my boyfriend became friends with this girl. Let's call her Katie. Katie never liked me for some reason, and she always showed hate towards me, and I kind of just ignored her constant dirty looks and went on with my life. Girl, you got to sometimes. She would constantly taunt me in the school parking lot when she was with my boyfriend, and I never was walking with anyone to help me protect myself because I didn't want to surround myself by anyone. Anyway, she would laugh at me and wait for me to get out of the school to say bad shit about me to my boyfriend and just laugh and make me feel super shitty. Why is your boyfriend talking to her if she don't like you? Like, that's what doesn't make sense. More towards the end of the school year, Katie started showing up in my language arts class that she was not in with my boyfriend. So I guess try and not fair. What? Oh, to try not fail the class? And I was talking to my girlfriends and she thought I was talking smack about her, so she got my number from my boyfriend and she, I guess, threatened me. I will insert text, and no, I didn't talk shit on her at all. What? Yeah, she said, I messed up my first email, so I'm forwarding this one to you with corrections. I don't even know. Like, I'm kind of dropping out of this story. I don't know what's going on. Like, I do not like this lipstick. Like, it looks gray, but on camera it looks kind of pink. This lipstick's gonna have to go. I'm dropping out of that story. I can't, girl. I can't. I tried, but I can't. Somebody just sent me a long ass story with some big ass text. Like, y'all are killing me this week. I gotta go, like, I'm going way deep into the email to find something because y'all are not doing that good this week. All right, this one is titled, Am I Wrong? Probably. No, I'm just kidding. Hey Naja, I love you lots, girl. Thanks, girl. Love you too. Let's get into this. So I met this boy, and let's call him Jonathan. Jonathan and I met about a month or two ago at a summer camp that we were working at. When meeting my coworkers the first day, I saw a girl I went to school with. We've had this friendship for 3 years. We don't talk often, but when we do, it's all love. Now let's get to the story. Jonathan is very flirty and likes to play middle school games with me, which obviously he's childish. After a few weeks, the camp ended and I linked up with my friend, which I'll call her Catherine. She was telling me how Jonathan and her were talking and that was like her boo. I remember him telling me he liked her, but I thought it was just to see what I would say. I didn't say anything, I just said she was a nice girl. Here's the thing, he texts me all day, hits me with a good morning and a good night text every day, even though her and I aren't close and I really like Jonathan. Should he and I still talk? Maybe even a relationship? Didn't you just say he was childish? Why do you want to be in a relationship with him? And you know for a fact that he's talking to you and your friend. Like, yeah, you're wrong. And it sounds like y'all are really young. Like, what's the point of even doing that? Like, that's like a no-brainer. Don't talk to him. You can't, that's not gonna be a good relationship. That's gonna be a situationship. Y'all too young to be in a relationship. I could just tell. Okay, this one is long with some big ass font, but you know what? Y'all aren't really coming hard this week, so let's do it. This one is called, My Best Friend is Giving Everyone STDs. If that was really your best friend and you knew she had STDs, you would have been had a talk with her. But let's go. Hey girl, for starters, I love your videos and the content has been extra bomb lately. Thanks girl, you know, I've been trying, man. It's hard out here. The names have been changed in this video. Everyone is legal in this story in case you were wondering. Okay, cool. Hopefully it's not like 10 different names so we could keep up. So a few years back, I moved from NYC to a new state. One of the first people I met was a girl named Taylor. We became super close immediately. Although me and Taylor were two completely different people, let's just say I'm not an introvert. Oh, you are an introvert and Taylor is not. Taylor and I spent a lot of time together, almost every day. I barely knew people in the new state and I really didn't go out much to even do so. Taylor and I got along well for the most part. Damn, how many times are you gonna say that you and Taylor get along? We get it, y'all are friends. The only issue we had was Taylor is super sensitive and I'm very honest and blunt person. So sometimes she felt as though I was being mean when I would tell her about herself. When she asked for advice, I was honest. Over the years, me and Taylor have become super close. We get it. You and Taylor were close, girl. Oh my God. The more time I spent with her, the more I realized how much of a liar she is. It got to the point where she would lie so much I wouldn't even mention it to her anymore. I just let it rock. And it sucked because I had a lot of love for Taylor. We are really good friends. I'm just gonna stop reading when you say that you and Taylor are really good friends. We get it. I'm starting to think that you're trying to convince yourself that y'all were cooler than y'all actually were at this point. Taylor was a very promiscuous girl. She was always sleeping around, but I didn't judge. She can do as she pleases with her body. The only thing I ever tell her is to make sure you're using protection. Exactly. Use protection. Like, it ain't no game out here. You can run into bitches like Taylor. Especially being that the college we live by is rated very high in the STD community. No, seriously. I'm pretty sure I know what state you live in. Here's where it gets juicy, sis. Last year I threw a birthday party and my whole family came over and of course Taylor did. You barely spent time with her because she was up under, she barely spent time with you because she was up under my cousin's ass all night. She had just met him. I thought she left that night, but the next morning I seen her walking out of my cousin's car and getting in hers to leave. Yes, they slept in the car together. I'm just gonna throw in that when we spoke a few days later, she said she was corny. That he was corny and they didn't do anything. Okay, so fast forward 2 months later, I'm at a party and Taylor calls me crying. I stepped out the party and she tells me how she just found out she has 2 STDs. She says she got it from her boyfriend. I calmed her down and tell her everything's gonna be okay. How did she know she got it from her boyfriend? If anything, she had it and probably gave it to her boyfriend. Like, I don't know. I calm her down and tell her everything's gonna be okay. She just needs to let him know and everyone else she's been sleeping with. That's what I'm saying. You said she needs to let him know. That's why I feel like she didn't get it from her boyfriend. Because if she got it from her boyfriend would know that he already had an STD. Like, She says she has only slept with him and she's not going to tell him because she knows he gave it to her. She's just going to cut him off. Really, sis? Yeah, it sounds like he didn't give it to her. It sounds like she contracted it by herself and she most likely gave it to him and she's gonna cut him off. Like, the thing, it's like some people wanna play grown up and fuck, but y'all don't wanna be grown ups when it comes to shit like this. Like, and this is where being a grown up really counts. Like, back of my mind, I'm thinking, I mean, I know for a fact he's not the only man you've been sleeping with. She sort of gets upset because I mentioned to her she needs to be honest and just let everyone know and take this as a lesson learned. A few months after that, my cousin stops at my house. He tells me he has not come over to see me because he was upset that I didn't tell him that my friend was dirty. Ooh. He tells me that she gave him an STD and he couldn't have sex for a few months. Damn, she burnt your cousin. She burned him. Oh my God. He had to get multiple shots in his butt to make the STD. I don't want to say gonorrhea, but I can't remember exactly. Bless. To go away. I didn't even think to tell Johnny about Taylor being burnt because they both swore up and down they didn't do anything. I mean, to the point where Taylor would swear on her grandmother's ashes that they didn't do anything. Ooh, that girl's gonna burn. She gonna burn in other places too. You can't be swearing on your dead family. A few months later, me and Taylor are hanging out in her house drinking and she starts crying and tells me she found out she had gonorrhea. She said she knew exactly who gave it to her. She had a one-night stand. In my head, I'm thinking, girl, the first time you got something, you said you had 2 STDs. Then my cousin said you gave him gonorrhea. And now you're saying someone else gave you gonorrhea? Like, girl, you didn't learn? How many times are you gonna... Oh my God. Maybe she had it this whole time because the first STD she told me she caught was not gonorrhea. Okay, so at this point you have 3 different STDs. Ladies, do you guys know, like, if you get a lot of these STDs, it fucks with your reproductive system and you can't have children. Like, sometimes it gets that fucking bad. Like, y'all need to protect yourselves. It's not a fucking game. So I asked her, did you sleep with my cousin Johnny? And she swore up and down she didn't and that he was lying. But what's the coincidence? Yeah, like, that's too coincidental. Because you didn't even tell Johnny she had the STD, but he just gonna randomly pop up and be like, yeah, your friend burnt me. Like, I got gonorrhea now. Like, and it's crazy how he specifically got gonorrhea and now she all of a sudden has gonorrhea. Like, bitch, you been had gonorrhea. You trifling for that. Trifling. Up, and you said the same thing. It's a coincidence that she catches an STD and he comes home a couple months. Right. Why would someone lie about getting an STD? So I wanted to tell her maybe she had it this whole time and maybe she gave it to him, but she kept swearing that she never slept with my cousin John. So I didn't even mention him telling me she gave him gonorrhea the night of my party a couple months back. Okay, I know that was a lot of a backstory, but now here's where I need the advice. Taylor started dating a guy and she's been with him for about 3 months. They have been pretty rocky lately. Girl, they've only been together for 3 months and they already rocky. Bless. So she met back up with one of her old boos and had sex with him without protection. Bless. So now she calls me yesterday crying because the old boo hit up her man and told him how she's been fucking him the whole time they were together, and her man tells him to get checked because she gave him an STD. It's to a point where I really can't even feel bad for Taylor. Yeah, girl, I can't feel bad for her either. Like, it is what it is. I used to have a friend like that too. I mean, they didn't get that many STDs. They only had 1 STD, but it was just like, I just stopped feeling bad. Like, if you're just gonna go around and fuck around without using protection, what the fuck do you expect? When you just see somebody be so reckless out here with their body, it's like, I can't feel bad for you. Like, you're doing that to yourself. God knows what the fuck her vagina got that she keeps getting clean, but it's still passing around STDs. maybe it's something permanent and she's embarrassed to tell me. Who knows? I sort of feel bad because I've been kind of ignoring her, and I know she's going through shit right now. But girl, you're just going around sleeping with people and giving STDs to people and not even telling down, and I'm supposed to feel bad for you? Well, you're kind of contradicting yourself, only because at the beginning of this email you said that you're very blunt with her, but then you also said that it's come to the point that when she lies to you, you don't say anything. That's not being blunt. That's being very passive and enabling. You need to stop enabling her. If you want to be there for her, you got to tell her straight up, like, look, you need to get your shit together. Like, this is not what's up. Like, there is way more to life than fucking these boys. Like, what are her goals? Like, what does she want to do in life? Like, literally, if you're gonna be that blunt friend, be it 100%. Don't just be at like 75% because you want to keep her as a friend. Like, you get what I'm saying? It's to a point where I kind of want to just cut her off. Even though she's not doing it to me, for one, I don't want to be in this whole situation, and I also don't want people to think that I do the thing that she does because I hang out with her. I feel you on that. Does that make me a bad friend? Should I be comforting her at a time like this? Am I wrong for just wanting to cut her off? I really just want to be honest with her, but she's so sensitive, and her family is always mentioning how I'm honest and I always hurt her feelings. Well, used to when we first met. Please help a sister out ASAP. Thanks, girl. Okay, if I were you, I would do an intervention. I would do an intervention. I would get her family involved and have a sit down with her and be like, look, this has to change, because it's not just having free reign over your body anymore. Like, now this is pure irresponsibility at this point. Like, you don't give any fucks for your body or anybody else who you're having intercourse with, and that's not being responsible with your body. Like, you're not using protection. They need to have a sit down, and that's when you could say like, hey, I can't continue to see you hurt yourself because I care for you. I've had to do that to one of my old friends before. Like, I can't sit here and watch you self-destruct because I care for you too much. And if you don't turn this around, I'm gonna have to distance myself, but I'll always be there for you if you need to talk, but I can't. Like, I can't. You gotta protect your own, you know, positive energy in life, because that's just way too much. If you guys have any advice for her, please put it in the comments below. If you have advice for anybody in these stories, put it in the comments below. I'm really sure that they would appreciate it. And sorry it was a little choppy because some of y'all was just writing in some weird shit, or like it wasn't, you know, whatever. We got through it. If you guys want to see your stories on this channel, again, please email it to the email in the description box, and I will see you guys next time. Bye.